where you are too.
Hi,
Hello.
Sparkle. Oh, and our beautiful music.
Halloween.
I'm Gwendolyn, the Elven Princess.
I am Jeannie, Queenie.
I'm Giovanna, the not broken doll.
Or the Bavarian Oktoberfest celebration. That's
Yeah.
what I thought it was. In the Drindle
It
dress.
almost looks also like one of those like olden days, what do they call them?
Can
Prostitutes.
Can.
Or like,
Showgirl.
or just like those, what are those, madams or whatever, like being up in a
Oh
room house
yeah.
where
In
my
a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
tiara as a
Right, leaning
puppet.
out the off the balcony saying,
yes,
"Hey,
hey,
hey,
yeah,
Hey. I love
yeah,
that.
want to play?"
yeah.
So fun.
Want to play?
Yes.
Come into my castle.
Let's take,
My kingdom.
Yeah, my kingdom castle.
I
let's take a
love it.
deep,
I love
deep
it.
breath.
Mm.
Come
Just,
in.
feel that delicious. It's like we can't even stop it. This wave. It's like a blue wave, the color of my hair.
Mm.
Going out everywhere. And it's so velvety delicious. And it just covers everything in making it more just completely fun and tasty. Mm. Mm. So nice to see you guys.
Yeah, it's so
Nice to
nice.
see you too.
Yeah,
It's
like all these
Halloween.
Halloween
Yeah,
trick or
it's fun
treat.
that it's playful, right? It's a
Hmm.
playful
Yeah.
time and holiday. And I love that. I love
So you
that.
know what came up for me, Jeannie, was you talking about this premise. I think this premise of life is
Yeah.
so there's like the foundation, you know?
Yes. It's going back to the origin of your life.
Yeah.
So over the last few weeks, it started with this epiphany on baptism and how we baptize, well, the supposed perception, right? This is just an old story. The supposed perception is that we are absolving this child born of original sin, that somehow
Mhm.
there's this innate sin or error that has occurred, and we now are baptizing this child to wash that away, and the godparents are going to uphold his like make sure that he's not continuing in sin, right? But all of a sudden the
And
awareness is
also that
like
he has to earn his value out of
that he,
that.
yes, that he's unworthy, and that he will spend his life to be become worthy, right? And they even do that every time you go to mass when you're receiving, and I'm not disparaging, this is my perception because I know there's another perception of Catholicism and all of this, and that's what, so I'm just changing my old perception of what the story that I was living. So, and also, so every time we go to church, all I would hear was, I am not worthy to receive, right? When you're going to get
There's just,
the
there's so many
thing.
old stories
So,
with all
so,
that, right?
so this was my old story of what was going on. And all of a sudden I had this awareness and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what if the true perception of baptism is that this wondrous being comes into the physical reality in full awareness of the God expression he is, uniquely this child, and so is everybody else, the parents and the godparents. And so they in celebration of the one that has chosen to experience a physical life and an incredible adventure of his choosing as the creator of his reality, that he gets celebrated. He gets like, like champagne, right? Like the water is reminiscent of champagne celebration. And the godparents are like, we will stand by you. And when you forget that you are God and the creator of your reality, we will be here to remind you and celebrate the trueness of who you are and the unique adventure God has placed within your heart to experience, because you're the only one that can experience that adventure for God. We are each that unique experience for God, and we
in that
celebrate
way,
you coming in
your own way,
in your own way, because it's unique. We are each unique, and if we are not this celebration of experience in the physical reality, and living from our heart space where God has put all of the code of what he wants to, like, and the code is realized by our bliss and joy, right? It's just following that. And then God's like, yes, they're on it. They're in bliss, they're in joy. I'm having this ride with this unique aspect of creation that's living the fullness of their expression, that's unique and only one in all of creation, just like snowflakes. That's the only, that's the fullness of the experience, is that we are the unique experience, each of us, and that we live in bliss. That's the code that we follow as our blueprint, right? And so when I had that awareness several weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, the entire premise, that changes the entire premise of my life. Because we all know what a premise is, right? It's the foundation. I like when you write a book, this is the premise. The premise is this makes you sick. This certain thing will make you sick. And then all of the data comes in, all these things that we want to call facts come in to this book that I'm writing based on the premise that this will make you sick in this way. And then I gather all this data and knowledge based on my perception of what it is, right? And then I write this book and I'm like, here's my truth. And then somebody comes along and they're like, no, if you eat this food, you're going to be healthy and you won't ever get the disease that I just wrote about in my book, right? So it's like whatever the premise is, you can write a book, you can create a story that will then gather all the facts that will prove your premise. So my premise was, I'm broken. I have original sin. I'm part of humanity that has done something wrong, and I must atone for this. I'm part of that somehow, right? Just being born into it. But if I go, oh no, I came in as the adventure and unique experience of the God I am, created specifically to realize bliss and joy and experience life in this manner that only I can do, and only Gwendolyn can do, and only Giovanna can do, and all of you listening, only your unique aspect of creation can experience it in that precise, unique, signature frequency way. Then all of a sudden, it just flipped everything. Like everything just started dissolving away because it didn't hold muster, because I came in to be the celebration of life. And everything here is to support that. So I changed the entire premise of my story, of my life story. And so the proof of life I am is a celebration of the life that only I can uniquely experience. It changes everything. The whole book that I had written, right? Yeah, the whole book that I had written before about the whole atonement, and I gotta see everything, right, and all this stuff, that all just dissolved out as soon as I realized, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a child of God. I'm here on the greatest adventure ever, and all of life is just pouring forth blessings. and well-being and a big yes that says whatever you want it to be, Jeannie. Yes, yes, yes.
But I feel
And
like
it
this is
wants
something.
to,
I feel like
what?
this is something that we realized like when we first started. That's why we even started this Sparkles podcast. Do you know what I mean? It's like we spoke it, but now we fully realize it, fully
Yeah,
embodied it,
exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
We flipped
Yeah.
we
And it's,
flipped the original premise that most every human has been born under on its head
well,
and
what it
said, "Oh my
is
gosh."
what it is that old religious premise washing straight through into every new age, political, whatever modern thing people are into where they're striving still. It's from
Yep.
that. It's from that. And also the idea that all of this is a very fancy mirror and it can only and it wants to support us and nothing is to be earned. We're only to be,
whatever you want it to
assured.
be, right? So if
Yeah,
it doesn't
and
work,
let it orbit us. Let it orbit into us,
Yeah.
you know, because it's that
And
lie that you have to earn it. It all comes back to that original. That's the original sin is telling that lie that we had original sin.
that you're unworthy. You
yes,
have to earn you have
yes,
to earn your
Yeah,
life.
whoever made that
yes.
one up, whoever thought of that one,
And
man.
we
Well,
don't know. Yeah,
I
it
feel
was
like it's just
misconstrued. It was misconstrued.
like creation, because each in like why we were born and we have this innocence of joy and play and
Yes.
fairy like and adventure, and then the three of us together, then it just like when it just expands even more, we become deeper, we've embodied it with the three of us, like this is normal. This is normal.
Yes.
This is not just, everybody's like, oh, she's odd. No, 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 this is normal. It's like taking all the old rules and old, like, even just that when I
And
went to Sedona and I had the Jesus with the, Jesus on the cross with the three big green apples above him. It's like, okay, we're bowing down to the Jesus on the cross. Well, why Jesus on the cross when there's these beautiful big green apples? What are we like? What is the
Yeah.
story behind this? We can make the story up. He like when I went up there to bow, and it wasn't like, I was looking at these delicious apples of creation, like him being tied up on the cross. You know what I mean? Like that's just I feel like old stories of like, you know,
Yeah.
back in the
Mhm.
day, and it's just like, well, no, there's what story do you want? Like, I'm a child
Yeah.
of God. I'm playing. I'm joyful. I'm, the fairies, the magic, everything like that. How is that not the normal thing? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
it's not even normal because normal also, has kind of gradations and discern judgments to it, but it's just natural.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
going within your
natural.
heart and really letting go of all the beliefs and expectations of the world and finding out what your unique life experience is. But I wanted to go back to what Gwendolyn said because that was a big thing in my writing this morning was the premise that life is hard, you need to struggle and you need to that there's a bad element, whether it's people or somebody against you or
yep,
whatever. You have to strive and effort to create the life that you want. And that's a premise. That's a premise. And so it must be your story if you believe that. But if
even
you
like stuff
believe,
like war and the Great Depression, like all these old like stories. Why are we
yes,
telling these stories of war? You know what I mean?
but
Let's tell the
yeah,
stories
if
And
you
of
judge.
believe there's only one source, which is a
yep,
source of good or well being or love or abundance, right? It's all love, right? There's only one source, one God, one power that's created everything. And so returning to that and realizing that there's just a big yes. The mirror just says yes. And if you believe that there's striving and punishment and effort and bad, the mirror says yes.
yes,
But
yep.
if you now change
Always
your
right. You are
premise,
always right.
yes. But if you then realize, oh my gosh, I want to have the premise to my life story, the proof of life I am, that there's only love, there's only well being, there's only joy. There's
Yeah.
only the experience of heaven on earth, because I am the kingdom of God. It says it in the Bible. Look within. You are the kingdom of heaven.
Mhm.
You know what? I think we should continue this on our next episode because there's a lot more I want to say on this, you know?
It's beautiful.
That's
It's
so,
like,
so
wow, just take it back to the beginning. What's your premise? What's your proof of life?
And
That it's
while
Yeah,
the
but it's-
music's playing, do you have that text you sent us? You know, that text that you wrote out?
yeah. I'll share it on the next episode.
Okay, that sounds good.
I love it. I love it.
Elven ears.
You shine so bright, you sparkle, you're love. You shine so bright, you sparkle, 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 sparkle.
celebration.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I love it. Love it. Love it. It's so fun.